Hello friends, TeresaLouise here. Welcome back to my sewing room, my craft room, my messy room, all the above. I hope everybody is well today. Today is Tuesday, May 5th, and let's see, right around 12:30, in case you need to know that. And I just thought I would, instead of taking a nap, which I wanted to do really badly, I thought I'd come up here and get a little more done. Hi, Katie. Hi, Geraldine. How are you ladies today? I think the temperature dropped like, 15 to 20 degrees. It is cold. It's cold. It's cold for me anyway. Sorry, I'm trying to get trying to get my shirt you know, messed up. My shirt is all messed up in there. So I thought I'd come up here and get some stuff done. I got quite a bit done on the horse, as you can see. I got all this done in the last couple of days. It looks a little crooked, but that's because I don't have it hanging straight up there. No big deal. I can still see the line. So, Katie's doing good. It's raining, and that's exactly what we need. Oh, good. It's always good to have rain when you need it. That's for sure. Geraldine, yes, I do that too. Stay busy instead of napping. I'm cleaning my sewing area. That's what I need to do. So I might do a little bit of that too, because, hi, Jamie. I need to write that down. Hi, Marie. You still haven't been able to fix that, huh? Them darn kids. Let's see. Where'd that pencil go? Okay. Until I remember, it's best if I just write it down. Okay, let's see. Sometimes just even writing it down, helps with the memory, right? Hi, Cindy. 85? I wish it was 85 here. I like the heat, so I don't know what the heck I am doing in this cold climate. Oh, yes, I do. It's called Following the Husband. Cool and rainy in Cincinnati. Oh, you got it, Jamie? Oh, good. Glad. I'm sorry I don't know how long that pattern sat here in the envelope. And then one day I was like, oh, didn't I mail that? That's my memory for you. It's pretty bad, I mean to tell you. Well, I'm glad you got it anyway. I hope you enjoy doing it. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna work on this for a little bit and then try to do some other stuff so I'm not sitting in one place because, believe it or not, for some reason, it might be because I'm putting my head up like that that my neck is starting to really hurt in my shoulder. Or maybe I need armrests on this chair or something. I don't know. So I just need to be more mindful of what my body needs, right? This is how many papers I peeled off of there. It's how many I did yesterday. And I don't have very much more to do down here, so let's make sure this is. And of course, I burned myself on this yesterday. Oh, I did cut my hair. I want to say 3 or 4 inches at least. I cut it myself. You could probably tell. I cut it myself, and it's just kind of like a shag, what they used to call like a shag. And then I have my husband double check the back, you know? So I'm like, how's it look? He goes, it looks good. It kind of goes like this. And I said, I want it to go more like this. So I think he cut off quite a bit. But that's okay. It'll grow back, you know. I kind of like it. I mean, my hair used to be really long, like down to my butt. Um, but all that weight gives you a headache, you know. And the main thing I don't like about long hair anymore is sleeping with it, with all that hair, you know. It gets in the way. I don't like sleeping. So I just give me a summer cut, right? And I think it's been a couple of years since I cut off, you know, 3 or 4 inches. So basically, it's the same haircut, it's just a little shorter. I haven't had a different do in I don't know how long. One time I got like a bob, you know, and then I had it dyed. It was supposed to be blonde, but it was had a little bit too much of a red tint to it. So I went outside and it was like the second sun, right? It was kind of cute. But I do not believe that blondes have more fun. All right. At least this blonde didn't. But it was kind of fun to be blonde for a little while. And my younger sister, well, actually my 3 younger siblings were all light haired, you know, blonde. Me and my older sister, dark hair. And so when I tried to change my hair color, my younger sister and I looked quite a bit alike there for a while. People would get us mixed up all the time. All right. A little more of number 6 right there. Jimmy says, yes, the hair gets in the way all the time. Yeah, and you have really pretty hair, Jamie. Oh, nice, Katie. Katie is growing her hair for a while and then cut to shoulder length, then repeat. I just don't, I just don't think I look as good with really short hair. I've tried it and it's just not me. Yeah, it's kind of like putting puzzle pieces together, right? Trying to find the right puzzle pieces. Let's see. So, what are you guys up to today? Anything fun? I wanted to go fishing, but it's just too cold out there. And the wind is blowing. If the wind wasn't blowing, then I'd probably be okay with it. But when it's cold and windy, I don't do too good with that combination. So, it's supposed to warm up again tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Hi, Teresa. Oh, oh, your name is Teresa Marie. I'm sorry. Okay, well, geez, I should be able to remember your name since it's Teresa, right? You did it yourself. Good job. Good job. I am proud of you. Teresa Mama Fo. That's cute. Hmm. Hmm. No, not that one. Go over here. I don't get them cut out perfectly. I just try not to worry about it too much. And then, when I cut the fabrics out just randomly, that's all this is. It's just random cuts. And then when I look at the spot that I need, I try to find a piece that might fit there. It's kind of like when you're putting a puzzle together, right? So it just happens. I just luck out and find a piece uh, that fits there and looks okay there. it's it's just luck, I think. And it isn't always perfect because remember, I want it to overlap a little bit, and sometimes it overlaps quite a bit. So it might just look like it fits, but really it's like overlapping quite a bit, like a half an inch or more. I don't like to go more than a half an inch though. Then I usually cut it down a little bit, but so yeah, I just try to find a piece that will fit there, and it's not that one. How about this one? Like that one, I cut the tip off of that. Okay, I think that's all of the dark. Howdy, Andrea. How are you today? How's the pup doing? Did he get surgery yet? Okay, I do need a few more small dark pieces down here. Let's see. It'll be all right. Yeah. I think I'll wait because that's not going to stay there until I get some other fabric on there. So, um, oh, I just had a nap. I thought about a nap, but I want to stay awake. Hi, Jim. Hey, Terry. Good to see you guys today. Let's see. I need a piece right here. What do I want right there? And how about a circle? Sure. Circle looks good. Yeah, I can totally understand not being able to sleep. Um, I used to put old movies on like Star Wars, stuff that I've seen for, many, 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 many times that I don't care if I, fall asleep watching it. And yeah, problem with me doing that is um, now if I want to watch Star Wars, it makes me tired. Led Zeppelin used to do that to me too, believe it or not. Because, let's see, how old was I? Like, I don't know, 17 or 18. I think it was before I married my first husband. And him and I were on a date and we went to the movies because they were having this special Led Zeppelin in concert, but they showed it at the movie theater. I can't remember what it was called. And my first husband was a heavy metal head. I mean, he loved heavy metal. And so, yeah, I went with him. And it was so late at night, it was like midnight, and after. And I just ended up falling asleep. So after that, every time they'd start playing Led Zeppelin, I would be like, time to go to sleep. For years, I could not listen to Led Zeppelin. Yeah, and I'm tired. I was doing that yesterday too over on Katie's Live. I kept yawning. But when I took a nap yesterday, I just woke up feeling worse you know, than I did before I took the nap. So today I'm just going to try my hardest not to take a nap. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Hi, Loretta. How are you doing? Hello, Kathy Quilts. Hello, GB. Hi, Melina. No, I didn't go fishing today because it's like almost 20 degrees cooler today than it was yesterday, and it's windy. So I just really can't do that. It's too cold for me. So I might try tomorrow. Okay, I just have a couple more spots there, and some little teeny spots. Cut that off. couple more. I think I'll just keep using that same fabric. Kind of like little flower petals. One more flower petal. This one will work. Oh, thank you, Jamie. A little windy here. Rain should be here tomorrow. I think it makes it look kind of cool when you just make it look like a bunch of flowers, all, you know, all different kinds of, like a flower bouquet, using all kinds of different wildflowers. Okay, that is the end of the darkest color. Now I can switch to 5, which isn't quite as dark as number 6. And yeah, that can be a little, that can all be a little lighter. So I need a little bit of a dark right here. My goal is to kind of get all this dark stuff picked up and moved out of the way, and then I can go on to the lay out the next color that's a little bit lighter. So let's see, how do I... So I just need a few in here, and then I can put this away. Let's see. This one might be okay. I'm just gonna lightly tack this one there. Maybe. And I'm gonna look at it from back here. Yeah, I think that would be okay. Let's see. Well, we'll try it. I'm not sure if it'll stay put or not, but might have to get some more glue. Why am I touching it? Oh, like with my iron, a little tap. Because I didn't want, if that's what you're talking about, I didn't want to totally tack it on there down because it's, you know, I'm I am overlapping the pieces, and then if I didn't like it there and I took it off, it might tear the other fabrics around it, and so I just lightly touch my iron with the tip and just kind of um, heat up the glue in that spot. So it's kind of like using a pin, you know. It holds it in place, but I'm not 100% uh, what's the word? Committed to that piece of fabric being there. So yeah, I just take it because all my pieces now, remember, have fusible on the back. So I take that off, take the paper off, and now I have glue, fusible webbing on the back there, right? So let's say I want, I'm thinking about using this piece, you know, right here, but I'm not 100% sure I want that piece there. So I'm going to hold it there, and then I take the little tip and I just barely touch it down right there. And so that is going to hold that in place for me until I decide, yeah, that's where what I want. And then I can finish pressing my hot iron down on that and make it more permanent. But I don't want it there because this is just an example. So I can just easily pick it back off. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that was your question. Let's see, it's been good. I got a binding finished and table runner loaded on the long arm. Awesome. Okay, let's see, where was I? Okay, I'm just gonna stand back here for a second and look at it. Okay, let's see. I need a little more dark right there, and then I can move on. Boy, we sure get a lot of geese here in the springtime. You should hear them out there. They're so noisy. And it was so funny. I got a picture of it. Oh, I got to remember to put that up on the community tab page for you guys to see. Some of you may remember quite a few months ago now, we had a really, 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 really bad windstorm, and it knocked quite a few trees down. And one of our trees out here in the yard, it blew the top of it off. And luckily, it didn't hit the power line. And if the wind would have been blowing the other direction, it would have hit the power line. And then, boy, that would have been a mess. But so anyway, the birds love that tree now. They because it doesn't have a top on it anymore, and it has these really long branches that come off to the sides, and there's nothing in the way up there. And so they love to perch up there. So I have just been getting all kinds of wonderful opportunities to take pictures of different birds that stop up there for a little while, even hummingbirds. Hummingbirds even land up there. And the other day, I saw, oh, and the other thing is, I can see this tree from where I sit in the living room downstairs. So I can, you know, I always see the birds, right? Anyway, so I saw this great big bird, which turns out to be a goose, flying towards that tree, and it landed on top of the tree. So there it is, standing up in a goose on top of the tree. And I'm like, oh my God, look at that. I couldn't believe it. It was the first time I think I've ever seen a goose perch in a tree. So after about 5 minutes, it started making racket, how they do. And pretty then another goose came, and I'm guessing it was its mate. It landed in the tree next to the other goose, and she really started, nagging, nagging at him. And so I got some pictures of that, and then they flew off and went somewhere. And Brandon said he's seen them a couple of days prior to this, probably about, I would say 5 city blocks. I'm sure you know how far that is, right? 5 city block. There is a gazebo built over here, and it's actually on school property. And I don't know why the heck they built it, because nobody ever uses it, and it's in the woods. Okay, so there's tall pine trees and all this stuff around it. And I think the kids do go there and have lunch once in a while. But um, anyway, he said that he saw those geese over there, and he thinks that they are, maybe possibly going to build a nest over there. But I can't really see them doing it, because it's not really close to water, and seems to me like they want to be closer to the water. But hi, Sylvia. um let me see, let me roll this back. Hi, Danielle. They're just random clippings, Sylvia, that I've clipped. So I just, okay, here's a good one. I'll just use this as an example. So I just take it and like I might cut out the dark areas first. So I just take it and I go, oh, here's some dark area. And I just wiggle my scissors around and cut out shapes. Okay. And then I just keep doing that. I kind of, if there's a pattern in the fabric, because this is all batiks, I kind of try to look a little bit for that pattern. And then just cut that pattern out. Or if there's a darker piece of fabric right there. So they're not by any means the same shape at all. So, and that's how I do it to all the fabrics. I just randomly cut pieces. Let's see, what did Jim finish? I finished binding as well, Jamie, and just put finish number 4 for the year in the wash to hide all the quilting sins. Those are design choices. What type of iron do you use for this? Sylvia says, that seems so wild. It looks great. Thank you. And I've watched quite a few other collage people on YouTube, and they all kind of do different shapes. Now, it really depends on to what you are collaging. Like if I was collaging a rooster, I would probably make the shapes look more like feathers. Um, or if I was doing something that had water in it, then I would probably um, like this piece right here. Doesn't that look like a good piece for water? So I would leave those longer. So it really depends on what you're making. Okay. Oh, what type of iron? It is a clover. It's a craft iron. Clover Needle Craft model 9100. Caution and warning. Do not immerse in water. Here's your sign. Okay, I'll be sure not to do that. It makes me wonder, who was the person who said, "Oh, I thought I could put that in water." It doesn't say I can't put it in water. Yeah, it's been a good iron. And be sure and get the one that has the protective guard on it. It comes with a base that you can set this on, but I found it to be extremely flimsy and a pain in the you know what to use. So find something else to set it on. So I have this little glass dish, and I just set it like this on the dish because yeah, that other thing that it came with, it kept falling over, and then I would burn a spot where it fell, and it was not a good design at all for me. So I just use this little dish, and I have underneath all that I have this. This is for you to put your irons on, you know. This is heat resistant. If your iron sits there too long hot, it will melt it. So you still have to be careful. And this does come with different tips. So it has a screw right here, and you can change the tips on it, but this one works the best for me. So, and if you're using it with batiks, it does, because of the stuff they have on the batiks, or whatever, you know, they use wax and this and that. The iron does tend to get dirty pretty fast. So if you're doing this, this works really well. Use a piece of paper. That's the other reason why I tack things down first. I just, you know, tack it so it holds it there for a second. And then I learned this tip a few days ago, which I think is a great tip. Then you put your paper over the top of it and then finish ironing it down. So, and see how, I don't know if you can see how it takes the dirt or whatever off. It looks like burn, but it's not. It's whatever is on that fabric. So, you're welcome. Hi Shirley, how are you today? I know, Danielle, right? She's like, I'm like, why would you submerge a hot iron, no matter how small, into water? Exactly. Yeah, I had one that didn't have the guard on it, and if you're not paying attention, you can go, you know, and I can't tell you how many times I've grabbed it up here on the guard because I just, without even really looking directly at the iron, I just reach over and grab it, you know. So definitely get the one with the guard. Okay. And I kind of switch mine back from high to medium a lot because sometimes it starts to get a little too hot. But like I said, that really depends on what you're doing. Alrighty, let's see. So I want, what do I want there? Kind of a medium dark, I think. Let's see. Okay. The rest of those could be lighter pieces. Yeah. So I think I'm done with little teeny dark pieces. Looks like it. So, hi Joe. How you doing? All right. Now, I can just go over here and hi Pamela. How are you doing? Just going to go over here and pick those up. Or what I could do is maybe pick these up here first, and then I can move lighter ones over here. Anything that's really dark. I do like to have a white something down here to put my pieces on. So I would say white or light gray or something like that. Thank you, Joe. Now I'm just, I do have some lighter pieces over in here, so I'm going to pick those out and bring them over. It's pretty easy to find them when you have them mixed in with all the dark ones. Yeah, if you can do that, Teresa. Hi, Susan. That's really the best way to get something done. Is she said I should give my collage Al a design space so I can just work on it when I have a moment and not put it away. Exactly. That's kind of the reason why I quit oil painting is because I didn't have a place where I could just leave it out. And yeah. And you know how messy oil paint oil painting can be. It can be really messy. Feels good to sit down again. Subbed at the cafeteria. Oh, good. Hi, Denise. Oh, yeah. There you go. I'm trying to sew together all the chips of fabric that I made from Katie's project. I should just turn them into collage pieces. There you go. I also worked at Walmart and school both for 21 years. Oh, wow, Pamela. Cooked 28 years at the school. Oh. Sorry, but that does not sound like fun. All right, let's see. What do I have for. Do I want to keep going or take a break? Yeah, I'll be putting the horse on fabric when I get it done. 'Cause, right now it's on parchment paper. On your magazine photo collage quilt while eating lunch. Oh, nice. Okay, let me think. What do I want to do? Keep going on this or or maybe I'm saving these long pieces right here for the main part of the main. Some of those and even some of these because that'll give me a variety of color. And I would like to cut out that mane, but I think I need to get a little more done here and there before I do that. I worked close to 30 years in the school district, cafeteria, classroom, and playground. Wow. I was trying to think of what's the longest I worked someplace. I think it was about 8 years. But I always went, to a different job or uh, I never went long without a job. But, I did leave places for a variety of different reasons. Like the last two jobs I had, and both of them I liked them, but they got new owners. And once you get new owners, they want to manage, right? Since I was the manager, I'm the pretty much the highest paid person there, so they got to get rid of that person. Especially if they plan on running it themselves. They can't make money running it themselves and keeping me on. Well, they kept me on long enough for them to be trained. I'll put it that way. Luckily, I expected it, so. Yeah. I think, what was my funnest job? Well, I've had a lot of good jobs, but I have to say the last one I had was probably the best because I got to be outside quite a bit and I worked for really good people for the majority of the time that I was there. You always wanted to learn to quilt when you retired from school? Oh, well, cool. Yeah, I never quilted when I was working. I knew how to sew, but I didn't quilt. Okay, I'm going to move around a little bit. Oh, I see a cop car in town. That's unusual. Well, I don't see anything going on, so just passing through probably. We don't have very many police officers here in the wintertime, but they do tend to be around it more in the summer because this place, there's a lot of activity here in the summertime. So, and they actually set up a place to stay in so they can be here for a few days. So they have a fifth wheel camper set up downtown, and when they're on duty, then they have a place to stay. It's kind of funny. But, it's better than, having to drive that far at night to go home. Because, you're talking almost 2 hours. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Pamela. I hope you're doing well now. Sending prayers out. Yep, always go get those exams, ladies. What time is it? 2 o'clock. All right. I've been on for 85 minutes. Trying to decide what I want to do. I think those are my 4s. Hi, Willa. Yeah, those look maybe a little too light. Let's see. Put that over there. I should have used some of this one fabric here. It's got a lot of flowers I could have used. This would make a really good fabric for landscape quilt. There's a couple of those. This is a layer cake. This is like gold flecking. Look at that one. Flowers, flowers, flowers. That's pretty. So some of these I would use in collage. I don't think I would use this in there. Unless I used it maybe in the background. And some of them are batiks that are in here, but most of them are cottons. So this would be a good one. Ooh, that one's pretty. Another really pretty one. There's a ooh, look at that batik. This one is wild. But it's got all the same colors. Ooh, look at this one. That's pretty. Bright, really pretty colors that stand out. Ooh, there's quite a few pieces of that. Ooh, and this one looks like watercolor. That's pretty. Ooh, look at this one. That's really pretty too. Two of those. There's that design again. This would make a pretty quilt too. Just a regular quilt. Here's another batik. Ooh, look at how that's a batik too, and that's like a really deep dark purple, like an eggplant purple. I might be able to use some of this fabric in my next collage because I want to do one that has a lot of flowers like this and bunny rabbits. Might be cute. That one's nice. Hmm, that is interesting. It's got all the colors in it. All right, that's all of that layer cake. Nice layer cake though, right? So I'll have to prep all of those up. Put some fusible webbing on those so I can use them. And then I have some more layer cakes here. And some of those I would use. So one of these days I need to go through these layer cakes, pick out the ones I would use for collage, and prep them. Pretty, huh? Yeah, it's really pretty. I love it too. All right. Okay, I think I will work on, try to finish this part of the horse, and then if I'm still have energy, I will work on something else. Okay, I want a nice color in there. Where I kind of have some light and darks. Let's see. No, I don't think I want that one. about this? Maybe. Yeah, I think that color would look good in there. Okay, I need to get the dark out of there. So I'm just cutting it random, and then now what I could do is sketch out what I need there. Let's see. Okay, I need to shape it. I think that'll work. I think it'll work. Okay. Now I got to cut some of this off of there. Let's see. Okay, I think that's gonna be okay. Just gonna double check it. I'm gonna back up here a little bit. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay. Okay, now I need another kind of dark in there, but not too dark. Jim says, I love that diversity of fabric. It's pretty. Thank you. Hey Liz, how's it going? Okay, let's see. What do I want over here? That's the next piece that I'm going to look for. Or it might be a couple of pieces. And I have purple in there now. So I could, oh yeah, part of this might work. I cut that off a little too far. Sometimes I look at it and think, well, I don't like it on top of that other fabric. How does it look if I put it under it? And so sometimes I like the way it looks better under than over. And I like to use a fabric in more than one place. And I just burnt my finger. That does happen. Hey, Candace. Not 100% sure about this one, but I think it'll might be too. Let's see how it looks in the laptop. Hi, Linda. No, a little lighter than. Well, it looks okay from back here. Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Okay. Thanks for stopping in, Jim. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been on for 108 minutes. Oh, oh, cool, Linda. Yeah, eat and relax and kick back and watch. Sounds good to me. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. about that. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'll leave it there for a few minutes and think about it. I might want something light there. I'm not 100% sure on that. Trying to find a small piece for right there. Let's see, what do I want? No. It's not always that easy to find the right piece. Sometimes you just cut out a little flower and put it there. Hi, Sarah. Oh, thanks, Geraldine. You've been keeping me company the whole time. Now making dinner. I'm going to make baby back ribs for dinner tonight. Hi, Lynn. How are you doing? Sarah's watching and eating. I would like some food. No, I might have just put a little too much blue in here. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, I need to figure out another piece for that. For right here, instead of that really dark, maybe go much lighter. Okay, I'm going to see what this lighter piece looks like in there. Yeah, I think I like the lighter piece in there. But if I do that, then I'm going to have to do something with that right there. Either make it come down a little bit more or just take it out. Okay, I'll think about that. What are you writing, Katie? Okay, I'm going to look at it from back here. Okay, I'm going to leave that for a little bit. I don't like these two together right there. See, part of my problem is I try to do, I know it probably doesn't look like it, but in some ways I try to blend my fabrics like you would with paint, you know, so it's not just, mm, or I like them to play nice to each other, I guess. Might put it that way. I'm tired too. Uh, how do I cook my ribs? Let's see. Um, well, I cut them into 4 slabs of 4, and then and I I clean them when I take them out of the package. I clean them up, and then I pat them dry. Cut them into 4s, and then I coat it in like olive oil, and then I use whatever seasonings I feel like having, and I coat them really heavy with seasonings and garlic powder. Sorry, I'm getting a headache. Getting a headache. Getting tired. Um, and in the meantime, I go turn on the barbecuer and let that warm up for a while. Try to get the temperature up to like 100 to 500. And then after I get all the seasonings on there that I like, I go put them on the barbecuer and I sear it really hot. You know, don't burn it, but you know, sear it on all sides, on both sides. And then I wrap them in tin foil so the juices don't come out. Wrap them really good up in tin foil. And then I turn the barbecuer down to around 325 or so. And I let them cook, well, for 15 to 20 minutes on each side, and I keep flipping them over, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, for about an hour. And then I bring them in the house and I leave the tinfoil on and I turn the oven on to about, because I don't want to, you know, worry about it on the barbecuer. Turn the oven on to about 300. And I do the same thing about every 20 minutes or so. I turn them. Just keep turning them and keep them in the tinfoil. And then I turn the temperature down 25 degrees. I cook them a long time. So I probably cook my ribs about 4 hours or so, at least. Now, sometimes if after I do the barbecuer and I do the oven for a little while, um, if I have other things going on and I don't have time to keep watching them, I'll just put them in the crock pot while they're still in the tinfoil. That works pretty good. And then right at the end, before I cook them, or eat them, I mean, I make a barbecue sauce. So I use honey, brown sugar, um, sometimes ketchup, a little bit of ketchup, um, and that Hajin sauce. I like it kind of hot, tangy kind of taste. So I take the ribs out of the oven or crock pot or whatever, take them out of the, or open the tinfoil, you know, so you can check your doneness. You want them to like they're falling off the bone, right? It is a labor of love, definitely. And then I coat them with the barbecue sauce and leave it open, face, the tinfoil, leave that open, and then put them back in the oven for 10 minutes or so. And then I take them out, coat them again, put them back in the oven. Now, if I don't want to go through all that labor of love, then I spend maybe an hour and a half doing the barbecue or, oven type thing, about an hour and a half. And then I just put them in the crock pot and leave them there. But when I do take them out of there, I still, at that point, is when I put the barbecue sauce on there. So I don't put the barbecue sauce on until the very end. Because personally, I don't like too much barbecue sauce on there. Brandon likes a lot of barbecue sauce. So his pieces get more. So, needless to say, I don't make ribs very often because, yeah, it is very time consuming. And usually, what I'll do is I'll do a couple of packs of ribs up, and then, of course, we're not going to eat all those. Um, what we don't eat, which is usually 1.5 packs, goes in the freezer. And then the next time I want ribs, all I have to do is heat them up. And yeah, I don't put this on there. So then I just have to heat them up and add the barbecue sauce and heat them until they're hot enough to eat. That way I don't have to go through all that again, right? So I prep cook. Alrighty. It is almost 3 o'clock, so I've been on here for quite a while, 2 hours. I'm probably going to let you guys go at 3 o'clock. And let's see, which probably would be a good time to get the ribs going. Yeah, they get 3 hours before. So I like to eat around between 6 and 7. And I might make some potato salad. That sounds kind of good, doesn't it? Potato salad. I haven't had that in a while. Let's see. Sounds like a lot of work though, doesn't it? I'm making you hungry. I haven't had ribs in quite a while, so. And now you know why. It's time consuming. I don't know, I'm thinking I should have done something a little lighter through here. So it stood out a little bit better. I mean, it is kind of blended on the photo of this. And I think it's because of the shading. So it might be okay. I'll have to think about it. I mean, you can see it okay on the laptop, so might be all right. Hi, Lynn. Almost 11 o'clock there, huh? And I'm just now thinking about dinner. And you're just getting into bed. Thank you. So let's see. Yeah, and I'm just getting ready to get off here. So I'll give you guys the frontal view like I do now and then I'll go ahead and go. All right, so I got to pick up the camera. And if you're ready, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. We're going to flip the camera. There we go. Yeah. I think it's looking pretty good. And you see how much more I got to do right up there? And a little bit more on the nose and the mane. Getting closer. So it's coming along. More on the lips. Lips and nose. I got to finish that eyeball. Do the mane. So, all right. I'm going to set this back down. And now you can see all of the pretty fabrics. Lots of pretty fabrics. All batiks. You can see where we put flowers in there, or sometimes little circles. I'll get up a little, see the flowers. You can't really tell there's flowers in there. There is a lot of different colors on that nose, but you can't really tell from far away. So I still have quite a bit to do on that to finish the nose up in the mouth. And flowers, and I love putting those little circles in there, here and there. It's kind of cool. And then I need to finish down there in that corner. So there we go. That's what it looks like. Thank you. Yeah, moving right along. It seems like it's taken forever, but I was watching another person's progress on this, and it seemed like she just, but this is really my first collage animal. So I think I should try to be kinder to myself, right? I mean, I've done the teapot, the teacup, but really this is the first, and of course I have to pick something big, right? So this is my first animal collage. So I'm going to try to give myself a break. And I think the more you do it, the faster you will get, you know. So I want to do a big bear. I mean a big bear. I want to do a big bear, and then I also want to do a deer or a buck. Yeah, buck. And then I would love to do this one that I've had in my head for a long time, and it's a turtle, a sea turtle, swimming in the ocean. So there's the sunset and the ocean and the turtle face, you know, poking up out of the water. I would love to do that one. I might do that next and then do the bear. And then I want to do one where there's three little bunnies poking their heads out of the brush. That one will be really cute. So I have a lot of plans for future collages, and I was thinking I might even set up an where I have 2 or 3 going at the same time. I'm a glutton for punishment. But I thought if I had a few going, especially if they were kind of in the same colorway, then I could work on one over here for a while and then work on something else for a while. So I'm brave. This horse is 36 by 47. Yeah, 36 by 47. So pretty big. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining me on Tuesday. Go get my ribs in now. Maybe do a little bit of cleanup in here too. Take care, Joe. Thanks for coming. Bye, Kathy. Bye, Jean. Bye, Jamie. Bye, Susan. Bye, Sherry. Yep, see you soon. Good night, Lynn. Thanks for popping on. All right, good night, everybody. I'll see you next time. If I don't go fishing tomorrow, then I'll come on. So take care. Go out there and be creative. See you later.